Oh, you know this a hot subject for me
Yeah, I already know it. Go ahead and get into it.
because I wanted him before we even picked up Zeke, and I'm
True.
just trying to tell y'all this guy right here will pick up them short yardage. Then he will help us out in the red zone, and you know what, Dak will fall in love with this guy, and I
Mm.
just feel like this is the direction we need to go in, and I would try to retain Pollard with the situation if we could for a cheap price. I mean, because he didn't really put out
Production.
the input that we thought he would put out. So
Mhm.
let's do it.
Welcome to another session with them Dennis boys. Your boy B.
Debo.
EJ.
We're going to talk, man, about these running backs, man, because it started with Derrick Henry. Everybody talking about we should sign him. But some other intriguing running back targets out there that we should be looking at as well. Um, Derrick Henry, I think he would change the game for us, but I don't know how much gas he got left in the tank, man. He's played a lot of football and had a lot of carries in Tennessee, man, the last few years, man. They had some deep playoff runs too, the two previous years before that. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of iffy on that. It depends on what price it is, and I wouldn't let that be the only option that come in. And Tony Pollard, he would be a good reserve if we do keep retain him and bring Derrick Henry in, but I'm gonna let y'all get y'all spill about Derrick Henry first before I bring up some other.
Oh, you know this a hot subject for me
Yeah, I already know it. Go ahead and get into it.
because I wanted him before we even picked up Zeke, and
True.
I'm just trying to tell y'all this guy right here will pick up them short yardage. Then he will help us out in the red zone, and you know what, Dak will fall in love with this guy, and I just feel like this is the direction we need to go in, and I would try to retain Pollard with the situation if we could for a cheap price. I mean, because he didn't really put out
Production.
the input that we thought he would put out. So
Mm-hmm.
let's do it. That's all I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Saquon Barkley, yeah, I mean, you can't sneeze at that either because I mean, he still got that. He got that go. He got that go. And in fact, and with an offensive line like ours, it's kind of hard to push something like that in the wind. So
Mm.
that's just my spiel about it, man. Whew, Derrick Henry would do it.
I feel you.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: I like them all, but I can't really say I love any of them for a number of different reasons.
Mm.
Um, I'll start with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry reminds me a lot of his running style, of old Marion Barber. He ain't taking no prisoners. He taking
But
everybody.
he a
He,
bigger tank. That's a bigger tank though.
he taking the
Much
wife.
bigger tank.
He taking the wife. He taking the kids and the dog when he
And I
go to
want
the
all
goal.
that.
When he
Yeah.
goes to the goal line.
Yeah.
And so that being said, that's it's a lot of, like Brandon said earlier, there's a lot of miles on that body in terms of wear and tear.
Mm-hmm.
Barkley, um, I would say that I, he has some miles on his body,
Horrible.
and his is hard because he has that style. Well, I mean, he's just a big bull running through anything that's in his way.
Oh yeah.
He's got the strength and the speed, but he also
Mm-hmm.
has the injuries that go along with it. So, he hasn't really been healthy, successive years since he's been in the league. That would be my only holdback on him. But would I take him? Hell yeah. Um, Josh Jacobs is a talent. He's a generational talent. unfortunately, he's not getting to do as much as he like to do in his present situation. We have a good spot for him to do that in. But just to put in the cap, Pollard would probably, take a backseat to any of these gentlemen coming off the bench where he once did behind Zeke. There's no doubting that because he just doesn't have the body to do the things that a starting running back in the NFL needs to have to be able to do. We've seen that, especially when you have a less than stellar line blocking for you.
True.
So he would probably take a backseat, which is not a bad thing because him in the role would be a great thing. You know, we have a good starting running back to do for us what Zeke used to do for us. Just to put it in a capsule, I'm not opposed to any of these guys, and I would definitely take any of them. But you have reservations about all of them.
I feel you. Saquon, man, he is a dynamic runner, man. He's a special talent, but he's had some horrible injuries, and even though he still is as quick as he's ever been, but I don't think he's as fast as he used to be either. So,
he's also not run behind some very good lines either.
I agree. I feel you. That would change for him, yeah, big time. I like to see it, but he just get injured often. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust that. We don't need that. We wouldn't have had enough of that in the past, man, where we got guys we depending on that can't stay healthy. So I really would stay clear of that. If he was left after the smoke and dust clears, that's cool. But the guy I want to hang my hat on is that Josh Jacobs, like you mentioned. That I like that guy. He's the complete package, and he can carry the load. That's the guy you ain't got to take off the field. He's just been like saying a bad situation. But you move on over to Dallas, put that star on his helmet. That's one right there. That's one that's gonna remind you of Zeke and gonna be on that field too. The boy, he the real deal.
And the reason why I didn't mention I didn't mention Josh Jacobs because I don't really think we had the money to pay him to put out that input that we were looking for. So I get it, but in terms of a person we could afford, that's why I say Derrick Henry, because we can afford him. And if you want to go in the direction of Tony Pollard or even a new running back out the draft, we could do that. So I'm saying, and it just being complimentary of Derrick Henry.
What's in our favor in this situation for Josh Jacobs and most running backs is they want that security, that long-term security. I give him 5 years. I don't know what. I give him 5 years, 8 to 10 per. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 12. You know what I'm saying? With incentives, if you
really feel comfortable. Do you really feel comfortable giving a running back 5 years?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
If you paying them like that, you know what I'm saying, and you give them bonus incentives based on performance.
Durability wise, do you really trust giving a running back a 5-year contract?
He's been healthy more than any of them other guys.
And that's up to this point.
Remember, we were just in that situation though.
I agree, but y'all know off the rip, I want to draft. You know, that's the way I want to go anyway. I'll draft in the top 3 rounds and give me a running back.
Yeah. One thing that I did hear on, you want to say something, Devin?
No, I was saying, I mean, I get the draft part, but you still want a vet, and you want them guaranteed yards. Which I said, you can't go wrong.
You can retain Pollard for that role. You know what I'm saying? Like
not for guaranteed. Not for guaranteed. When I say guaranteed, I mean I know when I hand this ball off, you're gonna get those 1 and 2 yard plays, and we're not gonna waste the down. We're not gonna waste the down with Derrick Henry. Period. I mean, we've seen it. When have you seen this man go back?
Y'all talking about Pollard? You know, Pollard's gonna need some dollars here shortly himself.
Right, and that's why you
just can't keep him for a song and a dance.
But he can't demand much either, though.
He can't demand much either, right? Based off of his numbers in production, he didn't do nothing. He got stronger as the year went on, but he really didn't do much.
Nah, he never had one of those like bust out games where he carried us. He never did.
Not at all.
Devin, I don't know if you heard this or not, but I heard Swag Goo talking today, and he said he spoke with Derrick Henry.
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that interview. That was
he told me need to come on and say the Cowboy. He said he would love to play for the Cowboys.
Ryan Clark, he confirmed it too. He was like,
right.
That energy.
That's where he lives. That's where he works out. Like it's the perfect situation. Why not?
If he healthy,
what I'm
man, he
saying?
come in and he showed that he healthy, man. I'm all for it, man.
You're at the end of your career. Why not end it where you live?
Yeah, for sure. Any other running
Jerry,
backs
you
you caught
here?
your eye? Huh? What you say?
I was making sure Jerry heard that.
True. Yeah. Any other running backs y'all get caught your eye that y'all looking at on the free agent market?
Nah, that's it, man. Like I said, Derrick Henry's number one. Saquon would be number two. And I
Mhm.
mean, you can still with the players that I'm naming, you can still go and get you one out the draft in the late round to complement. Uh, it'll be great to bring back Pollard because I feel like towards the end of the season he got stronger, and I feel like he's probably back healthy now. So I'm saying based off the injury he had, but number one, man, Derrick Henry, bring him home, bro.
Yeah, that seems like that's full consensus, man. Everybody on board with that plan right there. So let's see if Jerry gonna make it happen, man. It's possible. I mean, like I said, all the stars line up. It makes sense for him, business sense, no taxes, Come on
Right.
home, come on home, bro. But thank y'all for joining us for another session, man. We'll see y'all next time. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right.